So, as you guys know, I do online classes and classes to go every month. And if you're a Stamp Happy Academy member, you get the PDF files to all of those classes every month. And so this is going to be the class for November. You guys may or may not know, Stampin' Up! Is releasing a stamp set, dies, paper, gems, and cotton paper. Here is the paper, and I haven't had a chance to make a paper chart yet, so I will just quickly show you the different designs. It's a pack of 12 as usual. They are specialty papers, so there's obviously gold accents, as you can totally see here by me wiggling it around. And it's really pretty. We've got a splatter background on that one. This one is some vines with some little tiny gold dots. You can just barely see those as I'm moving that around. And then we have an ombre sheet on the back of that. And then we have this gorgeous one right here. And the back of that is just a nice foliage pattern. This is obviously my favorite. I love the two different colors. The soft succulent and the evening evergreen along with the gold is just beautiful. The back of that is kind of a crosshatch-ish sort of pattern. This one is the soft succulent, kind of white, and the gold. And then the back of that is just, I don't even know what you call that. Just some, it almost looks like some kind of old style computer code or something like that. Then we have this gorgeous pattern here, and then we have the back of it that way. So the paper is beautiful. We also have something called cotton paper, kind of like a little bit thicker tissue paper, I guess, but I think it's going to be kind of cool to like make pop-up flowers. So here I've kind of taken one of our flower punches and kind of, you know, scooped them together, layered them together. And then I think if we scrunch them and scoop them, it might be kind of cool. This one is flat because it had something, I dropped something on it. So there you go. Oh, for the gorgeous gems, they are supposed to be, these are kind of weird because if you hold them one way, they're kind of like a cherry cobbler-ish. But if you look at them the different way, then to me, they're like evening evergreen. So I don't know what this is. So this is the class for the month. Link in the description of this video, and it's we're gonna have 9 cards, and of course, you know, with this, oh, I didn't show you the stamp set. Well, I'll show you the stamp set and the dies because I'm gonna make a card with it later, so you'll get to see them then. So you can get the whole shebang, which for us is that whole collection: the dies, the stamps, the 2 packs of paper, and the gems. We're also going to add in gold foil paper because hello, and gold shimmer ribbon, and that's going to be $116. We're also going to be using the Flower Builder Punch, and you can add that on for $25 if you want that also. And then the cardstock supply kit, as always, is $45. The online only version is $20. So here now I can show you the dies and the stamps. And I don't know if I showed you the gems earlier or not. I meant to. I might not have. Oh, yeah, I did, because we talked about how they were kind of cherry cobbler in some light, and I feel like they're evening evergreen in other lights. And then these are just all like kind of bluey green. Okay. So here are the set of dies. There are 5 dies in the set, and then I have die cut each piece so that we can sort of see what it is. So we have this cool border die. So actually I should bring in a different color so you can actually see there. Now you can really see that edge die, and then it has this fun little stitching along it also, and then all this fun detail. We also have this large frame is one of the dies, and the detail is great. And what I think is really fun with this particular die is you can cut this up. So you could die cut this, and then you could cut this up and use little sections of it. Like if you wanted to tuck some foliage behind a sentiment layer or something like that, this is perfect for that. We also have this little tiny foliage type die, and I think I cut the edge off there. My piece of paper must have shifted, but that's also kind of fun. We have this little goodie here, which I find myself actually using quite a bit. I think this little piece here is just super cute, and it works for different things. I actually had it upside down. There, that's what it's supposed to look like. And then the last thing is this kind of sentiment piece. And what's kind of cool about this is you can stack it together. So you could cut 2 of them. You could have one of them this way. And then if you flip it upside down and kind of layer them together, they're kind of opposite. So you can get like 2 different colors. I don't really know what I'm trying to say, but it looks really cool. And I don't have a sample. I should have cut another piece so that you guys could see that, but I didn't. But just take my word for it. It's pretty cool. Okay, so let me put that stuff back in there and my dies back in. So this is the Eden's Garden. I guess this would be the bundle, and then everything, the paper with the gems, that's the collection. So there you go. Okay, so we are using this today, and we're also going to use the Evening Evergreen and the Soft Succulent. And here are my papers. Okay, so you'll notice that I have 2 triangles here. I actually saw a card online the other day and it used 2 triangles. They were like stamped and everything. And I thought, oh my gosh, how cool would that look if I used this paper? So we're going to see. So anyway, I used our Stitched Triangles dies, which I don't use very often, but in this case, this is going to be pretty cool, I think. So I used the large, what is this? Even a regular triangle. I don't know what you call it. Like these are what isosceles triangles or something like that. I don't know. This is like a corner triangle, I guess. So anyways, I've got 2 of those. And then I have a piece of soft succulent, and I cannot remember what this measures. It is 3 1/4 by I think 4 1/2. Yes, 4 1/2. A layer of white for the inside, a strip of DSP for the inside also, and then a soft succulent card base. And so the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to stamp a little bit of a border at the top and bottom of this here. So let me bring back my little piece of paper that I used. And I'm going to use Versamark because I tried using actual soft succulent on the soft succulent paper, and I just felt like it was a little bit too dark. So that's why I'm going for the Versamark. If you ever try to do that tone-on-tone stamping, you know, the same color of ink on the same color of paper, sometimes it looks perfect and it's great. Other times the ink is a little bit too dark. So if you find that is an issue, go ahead and use Versamark because you're going to get a nice little watermark image. And so it's not going to be too bold, but it's just going to be a nice little something so that your paper isn't, you know, completely blank, I guess. So I'm just doing it right on the edge of both of them. So I'm stamping this thing, I don't know, like 4 times. Okay. Load that up with that Versamark. And then finally this little guy here. Okay, so that's all I'm going to do with that. All right, then I'm going to stamp a sentiment on a piece of white with some Evening Evergreen here. So I'm stamping that upside down, which for this particular case doesn't matter. Yes, I know I could put the labels on my stamps, but I'm lazy and I don't want to take my stamping time to do that, so I don't. Okay, so since we're punching it out, it doesn't matter that it was upside down. We're just going to get that. So there is our little stamped image. I think we can take those and put those away. So I also die cut a bunch of pieces. So here I go again. So I'll have a lot of little extras. So you can see this piece here. I think I have another one in here. Well, these gold ones are like the ends of that label die. So I just actually put like a little square of gold on this end of the die, a little square of gold on that end of the die. They were actually like little scraps of gold. And then I ran it through. So I didn't need the entire middle. All I wanted was these end pieces because I find them to be pretty fun for like putting behind something. Okay. And then I have some out of soft succulent. I have Evening Evergreen. I actually die cut some out of one of the patterns of the Designer Series paper, which I thought was kind of fun. These are also out of the Designer Series paper, that ombre layer. And I did the same thing. I just used little squares of them and ran it through. Let's see. This is that really large die that we talked about. This one here where I told you could kind of cut it up. So that's exactly what I did here. I kind of cut that up. So I've got all these pieces and like, again, I don't know what I'm going to do with them all, but we're going to do something. Oh, here's the other piece, I think, that I was looking for. Or maybe it was a single. I don't know. Anyways, so I've got all these pieces to choose from. So let me start kind of building up what I wanted to do. So I've got the card. I have got the triangles, and so the triangles are going to go a little bit cattywampus on that layer. Okay, so I need to add some adhesive to these, and you know what? Well, I think this will work. We're just going to kind of add some seal to each of the angles, and then I'm going to come across the whole thing also. Okay, so I said I'm going to kind of put them on there a tiny bit cattywampus, which I am. So I can see that it's just slightly off center. Let me get some more seal out on this. Okay, and now I'm going to kind of, well, I need to scoot this up just a little bit. And I find with seal, a lot of the times, if you kind of don't press it down super hard at first, like if you know you're going to maybe need to have a little bit of wiggle room, it's kind of forgiving. Okay, so I think that's going to be a little bit better if we do it like that. So I'm just kind of buttoning these triangles together, which they're kind of fun because you have this nice stitched stuff all the way around, which is really nice. Okay, then we're going to stick it on the card and we're going to kind of angle this whole layer, but we're going to end up having these triangles kind of be straight, if that even makes any sense, which it probably does not. So let me just stick it on there and we'll see if we can make it make sense. Ooh, that's too close to the edge. Hold on, hold on. There, okay. All right. Oh my God. Okay, so I'm kind of angling this image just a tiny bit, but then I feel like my triangles are going to be straight on there. All right, so then I'm going to add my little sentiment piece about right there. And then I need to figure out what pieces of paper I want to stick behind this thing. And so I have a lot to choose from since I die cut a ton of pieces because I wasn't exactly sure what I was going to want to do because I never am. No, I don't think we need that. I kind of feel like the gold needs to be on the top. I really kind of liked this piece of designer series paper. I just thought it was very interesting. So I kind of like that, just like that. And so I'm going to try to, maybe I'll add some seal back here on the back of the label. And then we'll try to add the pieces. So there's my designer series paper. Stick that on there. And then we have this gold, which is very pretty. And then we have this piece of the evening evergreen. And I think that's kind of good because I have a bow. So I've got this evening evergreen sheer ribbon, which is so pretty. And I really like these sheer ribbons. The soft succulent and the pale papaya, you can actually color with our blends and make them other colors. They're light enough that they will take other colors really nicely. And then here is a bow. So I already have one done, and I'm going to actually put my bow down here at the bottom. So I don't know if I need any more little foliage pieces sticking out anywhere or not. I am going to think that I probably don't. So I am just going to add this with some glue. Something like that, just because this is just a little bit different kind of a layout. Like I said, I haven't used these triangles really much. I don't know why. Triangles are cool, and they're really cool when you make squares out of them because you get all that fun stitching in them. Okay, so I'm going to use my glue dots and get a bow on there. So this is a little bit different layout than I would normally do. So hopefully you guys like it. I don't want to make stuff that you'll hate. Okay. It's definitely different. It's a little bit interesting. I find it kind of cool. And then I've got a piece of paper for the inside. So we're just going to add a little bit of glue. Whoops, I probably am not in the frame right here. A little bit of glue. Ooh, you know what? Maybe before we actually tack this down, maybe we could kind of stick, not that one, maybe this one. Maybe we could kind of stick a couple of these down underneath that. Maybe that would work. Oh, I guess I need to add a tiny bit of glue back here and back here because they aren't sticking so great. But we'll do that. Ooh. Okay. And so we've got our sending. Oops. Well, that didn't work. Let me add some real glue to this. I thought there was maybe enough. Apparently I was wrong. Wouldn't be the first time. Okay. Then we have another little sentiment here that can go on the inside also. And I can't remember what it says. And it's pretty small print. So we're going to find out here momentarily. Let's hope that it's going to be straight. Come on, please. Yes. So that's a nice little sentiment in there also. And we'll add this to the inside of the card. And then we'll be done with it. Okay. So there. A little bit different. Kind of fun using the triangles. And I hope you guys like that. So there it is. Oh, you know what? I didn't put any gems on that card, did I? I meant to. Let's bring that back in and add some. Let's see what we can do here. I kind of find these little things a little bit weird, the shape of them. I haven't quite mastered what to do with all of them yet. So maybe we can just sort of stick one there, kind of like they're the edges of the, what do you call them? Like the foliage pieces, like the middle of the flowers, but not flowers. Because they are a nice color. Maybe we'll just throw a third one right in there. And we'll just kind of have them all right up here. I don't know. This might be a complete fail. I say that a lot. And sometimes it is. I don't know. It's not like super odd, but it does add a little bit of bling to the whole thing. A little bit of interest, I guess. I don't know. I'm going to leave it. Why not? Okay.